good afternoon. This is Windy News coming to you live from the News Hub here at the University of Education, Winneba. Coming up in the next minute. UEW holds Skills and Multi-Age Summit 2025. Gender Mainstream Directorate hosts forum on sexual harassment prevention. Ghana celebrates 68th Independence Day. And in business, Chief Executive Officer of Independent Power Generators Ghana expresses disapproval of ECG's privatization. And on the foreign front, sexual harassment petition against Nigerian Senate president dismissed. We have details of all these stories and many more coming up in the bulletin. My name is Nana Ama Nyamike Baini. Now the news in detail. The Department of Mathematics Education, in partnership with the ICT Club of Mathematics Students at the University of Education, Winneba, along with the Institute for Liberty and Policy Innovation, organized a summit entitled Scaling for 21st Century Jobs with Competences and Confidence. This event took place today at the South Assembly Hall of the university. Now, staying on this particular story, my colleague Florence Kwanza is on the line to give us more. Hello, Florence. If you can hear me, good afternoon.
Yes, please. I can hear you clearly.
I know you are currently at the South Assembly Hall. What is going on over there?
Hello. Can you hear me as well?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so currently I'm at South Campus, where the Mathematics Department, in collaboration with the Institute for Liberty and Policy Innovation, had their summit. And it was a day of learning, as they said, over there. It was very great time for all of us. And then meeting them myself, I have learned. But then before I go there, I would like us to talk to one of the vice persons that was present there so that we talk to him for him to give us more details of the event.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. Okay. Please say your name.
My name is Eben Zadigo. I'm the Vice President for the Institute of Liberty and Policy Innovation. And the whole idea behind the program was to fill in the skills gap that often graduates are confronted with. There's a whole big conversation of youth unemployment out there. And then what is happening is that there are cases where industry is looking for skilled graduates, but the graduates don't have the skills. So we thought it wise to put together this program to complement the university programs that students are running, so that's when the graduate is out of school, they'll be fully equipped. Our 360 graduates and graduates who will not just be bookish, but will have some experience when it comes to STEM-related careers.
That's nice. So the Institute for Liberty and Policy Innovation, what do you do?
Okay, so we are think tank, the only think tank in Tema. We are a pro-liberty think tank. We believe in the freedom of society. We run researches initiatives to support governments, institutions, so that at the end of the day, everybody just has the opportunity to innovate and then get out of poverty. Basically, that's what we do. So if you check on our website, you see some of the programs and researches we've done. Most of our researches are pro, I don't want to call them pro researches. These are researches that will encourage any government, any institution to reduce poverty, and encourage prosperity with their audiences, their clients, the nation as a whole. These are materials or researchers you want to engage. We believe in good governance, we believe in human rights and all of that. And then we believe in entrepreneurship. But at the core of this whole summit is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is a powerful thing we need to keep teaching. Everybody is an entrepreneur, but what makes a better entrepreneur from another is systems. So we need to teach more the idea of creating the systems that encourage entrepreneur at the government level, at the community level. So,
but then we're also looking at skills for 21st century jobs with confidence, and then the confidence and then the competence. And so we are saying that, are you sure that you have achieved it?
We are still on it. We can't do all of it today, So if you listened to the Pro Vice Chancellor and then one of the others, they encouraged all of us, as far as leadership is concerned, to create that environment to enable the youth to take advantage of opportunities like this. We have done some of the job today, and we are hoping that the students or the participants will carry on from there. There are so many resources available. The sponsors who came, a lot of them run a lot of these programs. So we have done our part by introducing the students into the opportunity. We are trusting that a year by this time when we come, we will have more students who will have acquired skills. And don't forget that we have at least one of you from last year who is now a facilitator. And that is a very great story for all of us, for both the university and the institute. So we've not achieved all. It's a long way, and we just have to keep doing it. And then you might never know, you will probably be the next Elon Musk or something. So,
thank you so much for speaking to me. And then also now we are still on the program. We are not done. That was the first part that we brought to an end. So now currently we are on the exhibitions and all that. So that is all for now. My name is Florence Kwanzaa, reporting for Winding South Africa.
Okay, so that was my colleague here, Winding News, Florence Kwanzaa, giving us more details of what transpired at this Multi-Ed Summit 2025 here at the University of Education, Winneba South Campus. Now, away from that particular story, the Gender Mainstream Directorate, in collaboration with the POS Foundation, has organized a forum themed Safe Space Preventing Sexual Harassment on Campus by Amplifying Change on March 4, 2025 at the North Assembly Hall, University of Education, Winneba. The event aimed to raise awareness about sexual harassment and promote a culture of respect and inclusivity on campus. In his acceptance speech, Chairman Professor Anselm Abuchi highlighted the detrimental impact of sexual harassment in its various forms. He further stressed the importance of implementing strategies to eradicate sexual harassment and reaffirmed the university's dedication to eliminating such behavior.
Sexual harassment is a serious issue that affects the well-being, dignity, and academic success of individuals. Universities should be places for learning, environment, growth, and opportunity, not fear, discomfort, or silence. Universities are not spaces of fear and discomfort due to harassment. This is unacceptable. Sexual harassment can take many forms: unwanted comments, inappropriate advances, or even coercion. It can happen anywhere, on campus, in the lecture halls, hostels, or even online. Sexual harassment does not only violate personal boundaries, but also creates an unsafe and unhealthy learning environment. Through strong and well-enforced policies, awareness programs, and collective action, we can make difference in ensuring that every member of our campus community feels safe, valued, and protected. The University of Education Winneba policy on sexual harassment plays a crucial role in setting clear expectations for behavior, defining what constitutes sexual harassment, and outlining the consequences for violation. When universities establish strict reporting procedures, survivors feel more empowered to come forward without fear of retaliation. Policies that ensure confidentiality and support services, such as counseling and legal assistance, help victims recover and seek justice. These policies not only protect individuals from harm, but also create culture of accountability and respect.
The Deputy Registrar Divisions of Publications, Mr. Tev Kamasa, articulated the objectives of the program and detailed the preventive measures aimed at fostering a secure academic environment.
The theme of the seminar, Safe Space, Prevention of Sexual Harassment on Campus, is not only timely, but also critical to the well-being and progress of our academic community. This event reflects our shared commitment to creating a campus environment that is safe, inclusive, and respectful for all students, staff, and visitors. It's a call to action for each of us to play a role in addressing and eradicating sexual harassment, which remains a pervasive issue in many institutions of higher learning. And as the program goes on, I'm sure people from various sectors. The purpose of this seminar, the objective is to raise awareness, foster meaningful dialogue, and equip our university community with the knowledge and tools necessary to prevent and respond to sexual harassment on campus. Through the insights and expertise of our distinguished speakers, and I know we have a heavyweight lineup of speakers who will dissect the various subtopics that will be presented to us. We hope to develop actionable strategies from their presentations that will strengthen our policies, improve reporting mechanisms, and promote a culture of accountability and respect. I'm very particular about how to develop actionable strategies to strengthen our policies, improve reporting mechanisms, and promote a culture of accountability and respect. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Gender Mainstream Director of the University of Education Winneba for their tireless efforts in organizing this seminar. Your dedication to promoting gender equality and addressing issues of discrimination and harassment is truly commendable. Equally, I would like to recognize and thank the POS Foundation for their invaluable collaboration and support in making this event possible.
Away from that story, today, March 6, 2025, we commemorate the 68th anniversary of our Independence Day, which was achieved on March 6, 1957, from our colonial rulers. This significant event is being broadcast live from the Jubilee House in Accra. Let's now listen to the address delivered by President John Dramani Mahama.
Agriculture remains our biggest opportunity to reduce import dependence, with over $2 billion spent annually on food imports. The Agriculture for Economic Transformation agenda is structured to strengthen local agribusiness and ensure food security. The Feed Ghana program will drive mass food production and stabilize food prices. At the same time, the Poultry Farm to Table initiative, otherwise referred to as Nkukong Kete program, will boost domestic poultry production and processing to directly address our 95% reliance on imported poultry products. The success of these policies depend on active citizen participation, particularly from our young people. The AgriNext program will equip 30,000 young people with land, training, and agribusiness opportunities. Farmer service centers in every district will provide access to mechanization services, quality seeds, and fertilizer to boost local food production. My brothers and sisters, this is a defining moment, but policies alone, no matter how well couched and no matter how well intentioned, will not change our reality. Action will change that reality. As President, I'm taking the necessary action to create growth opportunities and enhance our economic independence. Young Ghanaians must step up to the plate, seize these opportunities, and contribute to building a self-sufficient nation. Ghana's economic future is in your hands. Fellow Ghanaians, the 1992 Constitution has provided a stable framework for governance and delivered the most extended period of constitutional democracy in our nation's history. However,
the Minister of State responsible for government communications, Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, informed Parliament that the current number of presidential staffers at the presidency is below 60, in addition to having fewer than 60 ministers and deputy ministers. He affirmed that the president remains committed to the pledge of appointing not more than 60 ministers and will not approach the 337 political appointees that were present during the administration of former President Akufo-Addo.
He will work with 60 ministers. This compelled our colleagues on the other side to immediately promise to work with 50 ministers. Mr. Speaker, these are the same people who defended to the hill the appointment of 125 ministers. Mr. Speaker, it will interest you to note that the worst economic outcome that this country has seen emanated from their performance between 2017 and 2020. After that point, all they did was to try to patch up for the wrongs of 2020. That means that you don't need a legion of ministers to be able to manage the country properly. The Ministry of Information, Mr. Speaker, that ministry had 76 people working there to manage government information. Mr. Speaker, as I speak to you, it is myself, a deputy, and 5 other people who now manage government information. 42 ministers running Ghana as we speak because deputy ministers have not been approved. If you come to the presidential staff, Mr. Speaker, if you take out the civil servants under the office of the president under the Akufo-Addo administration, there were 337 political appointees under President Akufo-Addo. As I speak to you, Mr. Speaker, there are 26 presidential staffers, people that you can classify as presidential staff, and then 4 directors. As I speak to you, if you put together the total number of people who work at the presidency, where I operate from, they will not amount to 60, Mr. Speaker. Yet they had 337 political appointees.
Former Minister for Lands and Natural Resources Samuel Abu-Jinapor also participated in the discussion on the floor. He asserted that President Mahama has indeed appointed fewer than 60 ministers, yet has filled the Jubilee House with the substantial number of staff members.
The president, when he addressed this house, made the claim that he had formed the leanest and most effective government in the history of our country. So I want to submit that you can have 10 ministers, another government can have 20 ministers, and the government that has 20 ministers may have a smaller government machinery, a smaller government size than you who have 10 ministers. And I want to demonstrate that, Mr. Speaker. And the presidential aide is pegged at the level of a deputy minister. These are the rankings since the inception of the 4th Republican Legislature. Mr. Speaker, so if you want to see the size of government, and its bearing on the national exchequer. Mr. Speaker, don't just look at ministers and deputy ministers. Look at the government holistically. And Mr. Speaker, I want to submit that if you look at this government holistically, there are ministers, deputy ministers, senior presidential advisors, presidential staffers, presidential aides. President Mahama has formed arguably one of the biggest or largest governments in the history of our country as it relates to the cost on the national exchequer. Mr. Speaker, why do I say this? Take, for example, the president has appointed Dr. Valerie Sawyer as senior presidential advisor in charge of government affairs. Her rank is a cabinet minister who doubles as a member of parliament. So her salary, her emolument, conditions of service, everything to do with her office is at the same rank as a cabinet minister who doubles as a member of parliament. That's because he's appointed a presidential advisor on.
Dr. Nimoy Thompson, the chairman of the National Development Planning Commission, has underscored the significance of history in informing national decision-making and development strategies. In an interview monitored by Wendy News on Thursday, March 6, Dr. Thompson highlighted that a comprehensive understanding of Ghana's historical context is crucial for influencing its future trajectory.
Are returned, that we cannot play down the relevance of history. I mean, the development is history.
Yeah.
In the 40-year, and in the 40-year National Development Plan, there's a whole section that we devoted to Ghana's history. I remember initially we went the typical route when the Portuguese came. We said no. Before the Portuguese, we were here.
Yep.
What were the states? Where were their relationships and so forth and so on? So if you read the 40-year National Development Plan, there's a whole section that goes all the way back and then traces it back to the colonial period, even education. These days there have been all sorts of issues about public education. But if you go through the 40-year National Development Plan, there's a section that looks at the evolution of modern education in Gold Coast, Ghana, missionaries, the government, and the evolution of Islamic education, and how all those things came together to form the basis of the education framework we have. That knowledge is critical. It's a critical reference point for making contemporary decisions. So when we started, we didn't want to go GDP and this and that. No. There's for every GDP figure you see, there's a history behind that. How did we get here? And I was telling them about some of the experiences. In fact, I used the term Wagbejeke. Wagbejeke from Nadbru Sound. It's an interesting word.
We take a short breather. When we come back at business. Welcome back now to some business stories. The Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Elizabeth Ofosu-Adjare, has affirmed that the government will consider the option of listing state-owned enterprises on the Ghana Stock Exchange.
The Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Elizabeth Ofosu-Adjare, has confirmed that the government will contemplate the possibility of listing state-owned enterprises on the Ghana Stock Exchange. This announcement comes in response to the Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange advocacy for the listing of state-owned enterprises as a strategy to improve their efficiency and profitability. At a recent National Economic Dialogue, the Finance Minister highlighted the significant losses being incurred by the state-owned enterprises. During a panel discussion at the same event, the Trade Minister indicated that the government would investigate the potential of raising capital for the state-owned enterprises through the stock market.
The Chief Executive Officer of Independent Power Generators Ghana, Dr. Elikplim Kwabla Akpatobo, has voiced his firm opposition to the suggested privatization of the debt collection and billing functions of Electricity Company of Ghana, deeming this initiative as ineffective and harmful.
Dr. Elikplim Kwabla Akpatobo, the Chief Executive Officer of Independent Power Generators Ghana, has expressed a strong disapproval of the proposed privatization of the Electricity Company of Ghana's debt collection and billing operations, characterizing such initiative as inefficient and detrimental. He instead supported the widespread adoption of prepaid meters as a means to improve ECG's revenue collection capabilities. During an interview monitored by Windy News, Dr. Akpatobo underscored the necessity for ECG to prioritize investment in technology to resolve its ongoing issues. Additionally, he suggested that ECG should allocate resources towards technologies that enable real-time monitoring of voltage fluctuations, thereby improving the reliability of its services.
And that will be all for business news. We take a short break and when you come back, at sport.
Hey there, welcome to Radio Unibe 98.3 FM. Seated right in front of you is Ampon Besmaku, for short Ampon B. Here we say we are the ultimate in campus radio. I entreat you all to be listening to Radio Unibe 98.3 FM. And your Radio Unibe, yeah, forget about it.
Hello, my name is Amina Abisibanan, a media personality at Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM. Kindly follow us on all our social media handles. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Follow us on www.uew.edu.gh. We are the ultimate in campus radio.
Good afternoon and welcome to the sports segment here on Windy News. My name is Ronaldo. Fenerbahce manager Jose Mourinho states that claims of racism allegations against him by Galatasaray is not clever. He clearly explained that he is the opposite of racist. Now let's listen to what Jose said.
I was calm, I was relaxed, I was not hurted. I just felt how could they go so low, but it was not a problem for me. Then the next day and the next day and the next day, when I start analyzing things and the support from the public support, because sometimes people support you, but in a hidden way, you know, probably even people that don't like me, but the support was there because everybody knows who I am as a person. Everybody knows my bad qualities, but that is not one of my bad qualities. Exactly the opposite. They were not clever in the way they attacked me because they didn't know my connections with Africa, with African people, with African players, with African charities. They have no idea of my past. And then I think, instead of going against me, I think boomerang and went against them.
Well, that's how we wrap up for sports here on Windy News. I am Ronaldo. Up next is entertainment news.
Hey there, welcome to Radio Unibe 98.3 FM. Seated right in front of you is Ampon Besmaku, for short Ampon B. Here we say we are the ultimate in campus radio. I entreat you all to be listening to Radio Unibe 98.3 FM. And your Radio Unibe, yeah, forget about it.
Welcome back to that short video. My name is Haruna Aaron Adam. Let's do some entertainment. Ghanaian high-life musician Black Sherif has expressed displeasure with how some individuals have condemned his style of dressing. According to the musician, he doesn't understand why some attack him for the way he chooses to present himself publicly. Black Sherif emphasized that he is not bothered by the criticism about his appearance.
Actually, someone one face for me, you know. I was on my bed, right? I was about to sleep, and I had the video playing. Post this or not post this on. I'm like, nah, just post it on Twitter, and I went to bed. I woke up, yo, over 500 retweets. Yo, I was calling everybody. It's up from here. When it's online, when it's like bullies and stuff, I just switch off my phone. Everybody dress how they want to dress. And I don't get why someone wouldn't allow me to dress how I want to dress. It doesn't make sense to no mind that things, right? Yeah, so it's not relevant.
Renowned Ghanaian music icon, TikTok known in private as Nana Kweku Ochodua, is set to storm Nigeria on March 2025 for the Ghana Independence Day party in Lagos. The highly anticipated event will take place at the Lounge 38 and promises an unforgettable celebration of Ghanaian music and culture. Tik will be joined by talented Ghanaian artist Nero X, Samuel G, and First Baron, delivering an electrifying experience for music. On the turntables, Ghanaians DJ Toyo and Nigerians legendary DJ Humility will keep patrons entertained with an exciting mix of Ghanaian and Nigerian hits. The musician revealed that he envisions it becoming an annual tradition to strengthen bilateral ties between Ghana and Nigeria. And that will be all for entertainment segment here on Windy News. And I wish my cherished viewers and Ghana and Independence Day. My name is Haruna Aaron Adam. Up next is International News.
Away from entertainment news, now let's go to the international arena. The petition filed by a Nigerian senator which accused the Senate president of sexual harassment has been rejected.
The petition filed by a Nigerian senator alleging sexual harassment by the Senate president has been dismissed. Gospel Akpabio, one of the country's most senior politicians, on Wednesday denied the allegations made against him by Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. The Ethics Committee, which has mandated to look at the petition, cited procedural violations and legal constraints at a hearing afterwards. He added that Uduaghan had personally signed the petition instead of having it endorsed by another individual, violating an order of the Senate. In an interview monitored by Windy News, Senator Uduaghan alleged that Akpabio had made inappropriate advances towards her during a visit to his residence in southern Akwa Ibom State on 8 December 2023. She further alleged that Akpabio had on a separate occasion insinuated that she should take care of him if she wanted her motions to receive favorable considerations in the Senate. The senator alleged that Akpabio was behaving like a university lecturer who consistently failed his students who had refused to sleep with him.
And finally, EU leaders will convene in Brussels on Thursday for a special council focused on defense, with French President Emmanuel Macron cautioning that Europe is a turning point in history.
EU leaders gather in Brussels on Thursday for a special council on defense as France President Emmanuel Macron warned that the continent was at a turning point of history. As well as rearmament, leaders are expected to discuss how the body can further support Kyiv in the face of US President Donald Trump's announcement on Monday that he would suspend aid to Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is invited to the summit. Nerves have grown increasingly frayed across Europe since Trump and Zelensky showed down at the White House last week, and the rhetoric around Thursday's summit leaves no doubt about the importance EU officials are ascribing to it. 3 years on since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, the Trump administration overtures to Russian President Vladimir Putin have left many in Europe concerned that the continent would not be able to rely on US support for its security.
Before we end the Independence Day edition of Windy News, we take a recap of the stories that made headlines. UAW holds Skills and Multi-Ed Summit 2025. Gender Mainstream Directorate hosts forum on sexual harassment prevention. Ghana celebrates 68th Independence Day. And in business, Chief Executive Officer of Independent Power Generators Ghana expresses disapproval of ECG's privatization. On the foreign front, sexual harassment petition against Nigerian Senate President dismissed. And that will be all for Windy News here at the Hub, Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM. My name is Nana Ama Nyamike Bani. Enjoy your Independence holiday. Have a good afternoon.